Hi everybody, Lisa Young Sutton here with a spread that may be new to many of you. It's called the Moreau spread, and it was named after Adele Moreau, who claimed to be a student of Mademoiselle Lenormand. It's got 24 cards plus the significator card, which you remove before you lay the spread. Now, for those of you who enjoy past, present, future spreads but don't want to lay a full grand tableau, this is for you. Okay, so I am using my 1889 Lenormand, the the deck that wins the award for the greatest box ever. All right, now I've already shuffled these cards well, so I'm just going to be laying them from the top of the deck here. So we're going to, this is a question for a woman, so I'm going to set her aside, and I'm going to show you how you lay the cards out. And then we'll see what we get, okay? So the way you do this is you first establish your question and set your intention for how you'll lay your cards. You take out your significator card and set it aside. You shuffle the rest of the deck while focusing on your question. Then you lay out 7 cards across. Now the instructions say to lay them face down. But the only card I am going to lay face down is the 12th card, which you will understand why in a moment. Just to save time of having, to turn all these cards over, especially for the video. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have 7 cards down. The 8th card now goes down here at the bottom. Okay? I'll adjust the camera when I'm done laying the cards. Now you lay your next row of 7. Okay, now this is going to be the 12th card, right? I'm going to leave that face down. Okay, now this would be what? The 16th card goes down here. Now you lay out your final row of 7. Remember, there's 24 cards in this spread. I can already see. Yeah, no, this is good. This is good. And then the final card goes down here. Now, hang on, I'll adjust the camera. There we go. Now you take your significator card and you place it here. You will turn this card over, but we're just not doing that yet. All right, so can you see that okay? There you go. Okay, now, the question I have is from a friend of mine who asks, what do I need to know about selling my home and buying a motorhome and traveling for a year? So think about her question. She's thinking of selling her home, not having any, property, but buying one of those motorhomes that you can live in and traveling for a year. Okay, so that is her plan. She wants to know how that will work out. Now, I want to point something out. The original instructions say that the direction the significator faces is the future. I don't read that way. I always read left to right. So I don't care what the picture on the image, on the card rather, is, looks like. I always see the right as the future. So that is how I will be reading this. Now, when you lay this for yourself, you can certainly follow the direction of her gaze and see this as future and this as past. But just, bear with me. If it's going to drive you nuts, we can always turn her upside down. So now she's facing this way. Anyway, that is up to you, right? But, okay, I can't stand that. She has to be right. All right. Now, past, present, future, you know that the past is behind the person. The column they land in is their present, and the cards ahead of them are their future. All right? Now, the center column is showing where she is. So, I want to now see what she landed on. Okay. And that makes perfect sense based on these other cards. Okay, so she landed on the mice. All right. Sorry, these little slippery cards. Okay. So what can we say? Well, this is obvious. I mean, look, she's grappling with a decision about her home and about moving residence, right? We got the stork right here. But she's got the ways. She stands on the ways in the house. So she is grappling with this decision about where to live and what to do about her home, right? Now, the fact that the bouquet is above her head tells me that she dreams this will be lovely. It's a gift that she's able to do this at this time in her life. It's a great offer, maybe, because her husband is willing to do it. And but she lands on the mice, so she's worried about what she'll lose, right? I mean, she stands on the decision about what to do with her home. Now, her past, like I said, this to the left here is her past for me, all right? Now, this shows what led her to where she is now and why maybe she's contemplating this change. So you can see that she was feeling stuck, right? And the energy was being drained out of her dreams, right? We could say that. We got the child, the child and the fox. Here, they're both curious. Well, let's see. I am going to say that. Let me just go back here. I'm going to say that she could even be preoccupied with the bouquet above her head. She could even be preoccupied with like the pleasantries of living in a shiny new motorhome and spending her days visiting beautiful places and visiting family and friends all over the country. Like she's flowering the whole thing up a bit, right? But landing on the mice says she does have underlying worries about lack or what she'll lose, like I said. I'm just going over this to gain my footing here. I'm not used to reading past, present, future spreads. Okay, it's been a while. All right, so now let's look at her past. So what brought her to this? Well, we can say that she's experienced a permanent loss of harmony and prosperity where she lives, right? Harmony, prosperity, right? And we can say that daily troubles have been developing that leave her feeling unsettled, right? And that can certainly lead to wanderlust. Now, this has led her to feel like she's in the wrong place, right? That she's feeling bored and stagnated where she is. She feels that she's in the wrong place, and she's being guided toward an unknown path. That's stars and book, right? Now, the tree is draining the energy out of her dreams, and she's no longer sure that she can expand and thrive where she is, right? So she's willing to go into unknown territory. All right? Now, let's look at the future, right? Yeah, I'm getting my bearings now with this. So let's look at the future. So we can see that there's some problems here, right? I mean, her plan is to move residence from a home to a motor home. And there's the stork above the ship, right? But this plan, we could say that it's built on panic, a hasty decision based on her current struggles and challenges. That's scythe and mountain. The scythe is a swift action to sort through the struggles of the mountain, right? And the mountain represents that which stands in her way, resistance and obstacles to overcome. But the scythe is a hasty and an aggressive attempt to deal with the mountain. Now, the mountain says she's been in the same place for a long time, right? But the scythe is acting out of a sense of urgency, which is never a good position to be in. Yeah. And it shows her severing all ties with her current home and community, right? What the scythe severs is permanently gone, right? Like you amputate a leg, it's not going to grow back. Sorry, unless you're a daddy long legs. All right. Now, the fish appears here, and it's under the clouds. I noticed that right away. I was like, there goes her money. And it's flanked by the scythe and the whip. So there will certainly be sudden expenditures that will repeatedly darken her financial situation. How's that? Now the Tower up here, this could be indicating like the rules and regulations she'll have to deal with as a person without a permanent address, like parking issues, mail and package delivery. Like, how do you do that? I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot more, but this could certainly reference rules and regulations. But the Tower in general refers to how long she'll be able to rise above these issues. It is, fairly close to her. So, she would survive this, but is it what she really wants to put herself through? It's that kind of thing. So it's saying she'll be able to rise above these issues, but there certainly are issues. So the Tower, let's see, it's got the cross here, it's got the clouds. Yeah. So I would say that she'll have to endure some hardship throughout the entire period. This is the Tower is the card of longevity, right? So she's going to be looking at some hardships that just won't end. They'll last the entire time she's out traveling. And the final column looks like she'll continuously battle, right? She's going to continuously battle being forever out in the public with no place to retreat to when she's tired of roving, I think she's going to miss having this, permanent home attached to the ground that doesn't roll. Yeah. So, and I know that she's a homebody. So this would be a huge change for her. So I'm also noticing a correlation in her line of sight, because we have the lily, we've got the birds, the tree, right, and the garden, all in her line of sight, right? And yet the clouds, the dark side is touching, here's the motorhome, the ship, right? But she's got these other cards explaining why that's so. And I know that she's an avid gardener, and she like me has planted many trees, and she feeds the birds, and she's got flowers that she grows, and she grows food, and you know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's saying she may not have considered any of that. Now the corners, when you look at those corners, it's showing painful endings and conflict regarding her resources, right? Will she sell everything she owns, all that she can't carry with her? I mean, and then looking at the bottom line, we got the book, the house, and the mountain, right? So look at her house is between unknowns, and it's like between a rock and a hard place, right? Yeah. So, so I think she's looking at unforeseen challenges regarding selling her home and making this motorhome her only residence. And the stars above the book tells her to go this way. Now, what does that mean? Why the stars is above the book saying, look here, go this way, right? This is your GPS card. It's telling her to do more research. Do not jump into this. That's the scythe. Don't do it. Do more research. Okay? So, my friend who is watching this, that's your answer. You better do a lot more research before you sell your house and buy that motorhome. And for all of you watching, thank you. And if you haven't already done so, join my new Facebook group, Lisa Loves Lenormand Traditional Method of Distance, where we are having fun playing with our cards. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.